Buongiorno ragazzi, oggi è lunedì il 20 aprile e nella lezione di oggi parliamo del congiuntivo. Cominciamo con una spiegazione della differenza tra il congiuntivo e l'indicativo. So, with the exception of the imperative and the conditional, the Italian verb forms that you have learned have been in the indicative mood. So, for example, the present tense, the passato prossimo, the futuro, these are all in the indicative mood. Those are all tenses in the indicative mood, which is used for statements of fact and certainty. The subjunctive mood, in Italian called il congiuntivo, expresses a person's emotions, opinions, desires, or subjective attitude toward events, as well as actions or states that the person views as uncertain or hypothetical. Some people tend to think that any expression that uses che introduces a subjunctive. That is not true. For example, if we say sono sicuro che, I am sure that, we would use the indicative. If I say dubbio che, I doubt that, now I'm expressing doubt, and now I have to use the congiuntivo. Another thing of note is that while in this chapter we are focusing on the congiuntivo presente, there is also a passato and imperfetto of the congiuntivo. The subjunctive is usually used in complex sentences that consist of a main clause and a subordinate or dependent clause connected by che. The main clause contains a verb or expression that triggers the use of the subjunctive in the subordinate clause. For example, you could have the main clause è necessario, it's necessary, che, that, and then your subordinate clause Enrico sia puntuale. There are many impersonal expressions that trigger the use of the subjunctive. That's why our first grammar point of this chapter was impersonal expressions. You already learned to use impersonal expressions with the infinitive when no subject is specified. To refer to a specific object, use che plus the subjunctive after an impersonal expression that conveys opinion or perception. For example, è importante lavorare ogni giorno. We're using the infinitive here because there is no specific subject. In general, it's important to work every day. In the second sentence, è importante che io lavori ogni giorno, we have a specific subject, it's io, and the main clause is an opinion, so we have to use the congiuntivo. Something else of note is that when you're using the subjunctive, the subject in the main clause and the subordinate clause are going to be different. To form the present subjunctive of regular verbs, you use the same stem that you learned for the present indicative, including forms with is, and add the subjunctive endings. Take a look at the chart below and make sure to fill in these verb forms on your doc. Notice that the three singular forms are identical for each verb. So the io, the tu, the lui, lei, they are all the same in the congiuntivo. Use subject pronouns when necessary to avoid ambiguity. So this means to clear up who the subject is, you're going to want to use your subject pronouns. The loro form for all the verbs can be formed by simply adding NO to the singular subjunctive form. Take a look at the sentences below. È giusto che questa ragazza lavori? È strano che I ragazzi non lavorino. È improbabile che Michela si diverta? Pare che I pensionati si divertano molto. The noi voi endings are the same for all verbs, and they are also the same as the indicative, the regular present tense. You have to add an H between the stem and ending of regular verbs that end in kare and gare to keep the hard k or g sound. Take a look at the sentences below. Just like in the do form of the present tense, you do not double the I in verbs that end in IARE. Take a look at the sentences below. Adesso completate l'attività sul documento e quando siete pronti potete continuare il video per vedere le risposte. Ecco sono le risposte. Notice that all of these sentences are using the congiuntivo because the main clause is expressing an opinion, doubt, desire, emotion, etc. Prima di completare la lezione di oggi, vi lascio con questo per rendere più facile ricordare quando usare il congiuntivo. Buona giornata ragazzi!